And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
For the question, who you gonna call, I think that the answer is AutoNation or Ghostbusters. Hey, here's Ghostbusters Protect the Barrier game, which I love this. It says, exclusive Rowan minifigure included. As if they're ever going to sell this without the exclusive Rowan minifigure. Whatever. And it mentions that every time in the rules too. But this is based on the new Ghostbusters movie, the reboot of sorts that just came out. It's actually not based as much on that as it is on Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters, which is a game that came out in Germany and won the Kids Game of the Year, although it can be played by adults, so it's not a problem. And so now they've ported it over here and put it in a box. Is it the same game? Well, yeah, it is. There's one minor rule change with the exclusive Rowan minifigure, so you can play with that. But other than that, it's the same game, other than different components and a different theme. Here we have, and there it was like adventure hunters, treasure, ghost hunters. Yay! Here you are, the Ghostbusters. Let's take a look. Each player is going to be playing one of the Ghostbusters down here, and they're going to be going into this building, and you have 8 paranormal energy devices that are scattered throughout the building in different rooms. You'll notice the rooms are lettered from A to J, and some of the rooms also start with ghosts in them. Oh, cute ghosts. They would never hurt anybody. Now, on your turn, each person's going to go. You're going to roll a die. So you roll the die, and whatever number you roll, that's how far you can move. So let's say I roll a 5. I can move less than 5, but I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if I want. So you can move from room to room to save yourself spaces as you jump around the board. If you stop in a room with an energy device, you can stick it in your backpack. You'll notice that each backpack is made to hold the devices, and then you need to get that back out and drop it off. You can't land on another investigator, but you can move through them. Now, after you roll the die, if you roll a 6, you're fine. But if you roll any other number, you have to draw a ghost card. And this shows K on it, so that means a ghost is going to be showing up in room K. No big deal. But if a third ghost ever shows up in a room, then all 3 ghosts are removed from that room. You don't even add the third ghost, you just remove 2, and then you put a haunting token in there. Now, haunting tokens are dangerous because if you have a paranormal energy thing in your backpack with a haunting, you're kind of stuck there. And you'll need to get rid of the haunting. The good news is you can fight these ghosts. If you're in a room with a ghost, you roll the ghost die. And if you roll a ghost symbol, the ghost is gone. If you miss, nothing happens. You can run from ghosts if you want to. If there's 2 people in the same room, you can roll 2 ghost dice, which might let you get rid of more than one. Or I'm sorry, you get to roll the ghost dice twice. So there I rolled it twice. I missed the first time, but I got a ghost the second time. To get rid of a haunting token, you need to have 2 investigators in the same room. You can roll this dice twice. And this time you're trying to roll the haunting symbol, which is on 2 sides of the die, while the ghost is on 3 sides of the die, and 1 side is blank. You get rid of a haunting thing, you're fine. So that's what you're trying to do. As these haunting symbols show up, you're trying to get these and get out. If all 6 of the haunting guys are on the board at any point in time, then you lose the game. Now that's the basic game. The basic game with Rohan in it is we will add the Rohan figure. The Rohan figure here is a special haunting guy. He counts as one of the haunters, and he'll start in a room, and you'll shuffle his card into the deck. And whenever his card shows up, so here's Rowan's card, whenever Rowan's card shows up, you then draw the next card from the deck. Well, this one shuffles the cards, by the way. So let's say I do J, then he moves to room J. Now, he can never be fought, so when you see him, you run. All right? However, if he's with 2 other ghosts, then boom, he's removed. You put a haunting guy there, and then you draw a card to see what room he shows up in next. So that's kind of like a medium level to the game. With the advanced level, you'll add these cards to the deck. This one, you draw 2 more cards and shuffle. You draw 3 more cards and shuffle, so a lot of ghosts showing up. The blue doors or the green doors can be locked. If one of these comes out, and then let's say green doors are locked, then blue doors, that gets rid of this one. But that will put it on the board, and then all the green doors are locked, or all the blue doors are locked on the board. And so that can be problematic too. Also, in the advanced game, you have to get these paranormal devices out in numeric order. So this 3 can't be the first one out. 1 has to be. So you have to go around to the different rooms till you find, when you go into a room, you can see what number it is, and then get them out. So that's pretty much it. You either have to get all of them out and win, or have the 6 haunting symbols on the board and lose. Or for some reason, everyone's stuck in a room with a haunting symbol and no one can go rescue each other. That won't happen nearly as often. Hey, so this is that's the game itself. You can even play in a harder level where you can play the advanced level with the Rowan figure. So let's take a look at this. Okay, now the components are decent. The little ghosts and haunting figures, I like them. The models are good. The board and cards are mini. They're smaller than I want. And I know they did that so that they could fit it in this box for a very cheap price point. The game is very cheap. It's inexpensive to get. This game is essentially a direct port of the Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters game, but you may never have played it. So let's just talk about this game. This is a cooperative game. You all win together or you all lose together. That sort of game is a game I like to promote, especially with families. And so this one's fun. The idea of it is fun to do. You can go in there and grab stuff and get out. And kids especially will enjoy that because even when you're fighting off ghosts and stuff, it's like a victory. Like, oh, I killed a ghost, yeah! And, oh, okay, so I didn't kill the ghost. Big deal. You never feel like, oh. And even when you lose, I bet you when you play it, your kids will be like, oh, man, let's play it again. And on the basic level, the game is very beatable. On the advanced level, I have yet to beat it. It's much harder. But this game does have that midway step using the Rowan, and that's kind of cool because he is just walking around smashing through the mansion, which, spoiler, is a little bit like the movie. Does the Ghostbusters theme fit this? Well, I've seen the movie, which was a very enjoyable movie, by the way, and yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like a part of the movie. Just they're going around, and they are collecting these devices in the movie, maybe not 8 of them, and maybe not in order, but they are looking for these devices. They have something to do in the movie, so that makes sense that they're getting them to take them back and study them. It makes sense that they have to fight off ghosts, and if there's too much haunting, they lose. So I think the theme itself works, and I think kids will enjoy that. Families will get together, and it's this whole fun thing of, ooh, what's the best way to move? Yeah, there's the roll and move aspect. You roll a die, and that's how far you can move. And sometimes you will lose because you roll a bunch of 1s and 2s, and the ghosts show up, and you can't do anything about it. But that rolling and moving does add a little bit of excitement, especially to the end when you're running out with that last energy device and the ghosts are starting to fill up on the board and the other players are, let's all get out because you got to get the devices and then get everybody out. I like it. I think I like the Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters better because it's much better components and it's a better looking game overall. But this game, again, I'm glad that this is out there. This is cool. People who like Ghostbusters are going to play it and they're going to have a lot of fun with this game. If you like the movie, you'll probably like this game. And you get to work together and win together as a team. And that's something that I like to promote. So certainly check this one out. Ghostbusters Protect the Barrier. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.